fine. The next day, after a day of sightseeing, I came back around 7:30 p.m., unlocked my room like usually, took off my clothes, lay down on the bed, and then I noticed a weird smell. At first I thought it was coming from my hair or the bed sheets, but then I realized it was coming from under the bed. Jokingly, I thought, what if the dead person laying under the bed? But when I leaned over to check, I saw a pair of eyes staring at me. I saw Asian man under my bed. I started to scream and jumped on my feet. The man climbed out from under the bed and stared at me for 3 seconds. Those seconds felt like my life is over. Then he started to scream too and ran out from my room. I screamed for help and the hotel administration came and called the police. They found power bank and USB cable under my bed. I was kept asking the hotel how did it happen, and they didn't have any answer for me. Even more, they suggested upfront that police won't find the intruder because they had no cameras. Feeling scared and unsafe, I moved to another hotel and demanded a full refund. The next day, the original hotel didn't even contact me or send an email with report. When I reached out to Agoda, through which I booked the hotel, they offered me $178 in coupons, which was ridiculous compared to the $600 I paid for 3 nights. I called the hotel directly, demanding a full refund and proper report. By the evening, they agreed to refund my original payment, but the police couldn't identify the intruder. The next days of my trip were a nightmare. I couldn't sleep. I was constantly on edge, checking every corner of my room. I eventually wrote to the hotel demanding compensation for emotional damage, asking for $1,600. They refused, saying it wasn't in their policy. Now I'm left wondering how someone could get into my room, how someone knew that I'm alone in that room, and how the hotel can't take responsibility for such a severe breach of safety. I want the story to be well known so the APA Hotel take real action and travelers are more aware. I found a strange man under my bed in my hotel room. I booked my solo trip to Japan because I thought Japan is a very safe country. I stayed in a very well-known chain hotel in Japan, APA Hotel, that is in Tokyo near Ryogoku Tower. The place looked legit with a key card that allowed me access only to my floor and to my room. On the first day, everything was fine. The next day, after a day of sightseeing, I came back around 7:30 p.m., unlocked my room like usually, took off my clothes, lay down on the bed, and then I noticed a weird smell. At first I thought it was coming from my hair or the bed sheets, but then I realized it was coming from under the bed. Jokingly, I thought, what if the dead person laying